So today I'll be doing a Teen Wolf ranking. So first we have season 1. I'm gonna put in the good tier. For the most part, it's a pretty good season. However, there are some episodes that I struggle to watch because there's little to no plot at all. So, that's about it. A decent premiere, decent ending. All right, season 2. I'm gonna put above season 1 in the good tier. Overall, season 2 is just an okay season. It's still a lot better than the first season in so many ways. There's not much just filler compared to the first. So there's a pretty good opening. The finale is a little, I don't know, trying to tie everything together. I feel like it's a little far-fetched for some people, but overall, I think it's still much better than season 1. So now we have season 3, which I'm going to put in the superior tier. So season 3A. That's all I have to say. I love everything about it. Lydia learning what she is in the supernatural community, being a banshee. We learn more about Derek and the Alpha Pack. Just overall, I love season 3A so much. All right. Season 3B. 3B, I'm gonna put above. I'm gonna put above 3A for one reason: Styles. Everybody loves Styles. I love him. He's my favorite character other than Lydia. So that's all I have to say. I think Malia was an okay addition as far as that's connected, and the same is true. And the same is actually true for Kira. I love how they connected her family, and especially at the end of 3A on the teens reactivating the Nematon. Like, that's just perfect. Just perfect. Perfect. So overall, if I had to group these both into one, it would stand above all the other seasons. So yeah, season 4, I'm gonna put in all right. It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. I feel like it's okay. It's a lot more humorous, similar back to season 1, but it still has its serious moments, which I do like. We learn more about Lydia's banshee history with Lorraine and Meredith. The whole benefactor plot is not my favorite. I think it's just all right, but I do think it's weird that Peter would actually team up with Kate to get back at Scott for some reason. Like, that did not make any sense at all to me. So made no sense at all. Especially when you look back at season 1, like, Peter was hell-bent on destroying Kate for what she did to his family. So that just makes no sense at all on why Peter would team up with Kate in season 4. It makes no sense. 5A, I will put in great. Okay, at first I was a little worried on how they started out with the premiere with Lydia and Eichenhaus and like flashing us back and forth throughout the first half of the season. Like, that was a little weird to me. It's like a weird structure, but for the most part, it worked. I think my biggest complaint would have to be with Styles and Scott in season 5A. Like, their big fight. Like, Styles was 100% in the right to defend himself because he's not like his other friends. He's not a werewolf. He's not a kitsune. He's a human being. And I feel like with Scott, it's just like he doesn't think like defending yourself is a bad thing because Styles killed someone. I'm like, no, he had every right. He was attacked, and he had every right to defend himself. But with Scott being like, no, we don't kill people, like, pretty sure you would have killed Peter at one point. Like, he was, like, set on it. Like, he would have killed Peter had he been given the chance in season 4, but he didn't. I feel like just Scott in season 5 overall is just terrible writing. Like, he does not try and see any other, like, side or point of view. The way that Theo just gets just really gets to Scott. I'm like, really? You've known Styles forever, and yet you take the word over some guy you haven't seen since you were kids? Like, you know nothing really about him. Why? So, that's like my whole miffed point with 5A. 5B is stronger than 5A for sure. I feel like my two favorite episodes would have to be when the gang are trying to get into Icon to get Lydia out. Like, those are my two favorite episodes from 5B. So, there's that. Like, they all, like, come back together to help Lydia get out of Icon. Oh my god, the scene with Styles and Lydia at the animal clinic. Oh my god, I swear to god. I nearly cried the first time I watched that on Hulu. I'm like, oh my god, is Lydia dead? Like, no, don't die. Like, I love you with Styles. Just be together. Which I feel like with the slow burn from season 3 to 6A, I feel like just let them be a couple at like 5B once they rescue her from Icon. Like, just get together at that point. So there's that. So 6A, I'm gonna put, oh, this is tricky because I always go back and forth a lot with season 3A and B with 6A, which oh god, people, please don't hate me. I'm gonna put it above 3A but below 3B. So 6A is one of my favorites in the later half of the season. I love the first half just because of the story and how they actually had to work in with what happened with Dylan on his with his other movie that he was doing around the same time. Like, I love how they worked that in. Like, it made sense in terms of the plot of 6A. So there's that, and there's just so much more I can talk about, but I don't want this video to be like super long, so there's that. So yeah, I feel like my favorite episodes of 6A would have to be the premiere and when Styles returns and the episode before he comes back, because that's basically the clip show episode of 6A with Scott, Malia, and Lydia all, you know, thinking to bring the connection back from like season 3A, like when they were like taking the ice baths, like they had a tether, like someone with a strong connection, like to pull them back. I feel like that came back like full circle in 6A with Lydia being able to pull, essentially being able to pull Stiles out from the hunt because of her memories of him. And the moment she said when everything changed was when she kissed him, and I was crying my eyes out at that point. I'm like, no, why? And in the next episode, when they meet up after she kills a Ghost Rider, they just kiss. And Leah's like, I never said it back, and he said, you didn't have to, or something like that, and they just kiss. Like, oh my god, perfect. Although my favorite scene of Stiles would have to be when he comes in after the hunt and uses his baseball bat and hits Douglas over the head and says, Stiles? Says what? Stiles what? And then he says like, and then Stiles is like, bad guy, right? I didn't misread that. I mean, I literally bust out laughing. I literally just bust my ass off laughing that, so like, yay. Okay, 6, I don't know what happened there. 6 being, I'm gonna put in trash. I'm just gonna say it's just the worst. I was not a big fan of the 2.0. I did not really like 2.0 a lot, especially with After Everything. Like, I do love Liam. I do like him. Just, I feel like the only episode I would watch off 6B would have to be when the scenes with Leo and, sorry, not Leo, with Theo and Liam, because they always have the funniest scenes. And I love Cody Christensen because I actually grew up watching him on Pretty Little Liars, so that's how I got to know him as Mike, as Arya's sister. So like, seeing him, I got like, oh my god, and they would make a cute couple. I feel like with Theo and Liam, I mean, like, they make like a cute couple, even if is queer baiting. Like, I still like it. It's not exactly the same with Sal's and Derek. I mean, I still like them as like a couple, like as the idea of a couple, but it's still my thing with Dean and Cass and Supernatural. Like, I like the idea of them together because it makes sense to like ground them, which makes no sense. So anyways, moving on, I hated everything about pretty much 6B. Monroe was easily the worst villain. Typical Mary Sue, did not like her storyline at all, and I'm glad that the movie did not follow up on it. So, speaking of which, Teen Wolf the movie is at the very bottom in trash. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about it. I mean, I personally have not seen it, but I've seen other people go over the movie in detail, and their reactions are very mixed. For me, how they brought Allison back, I feel like did not make a whole lot of sense, especially with Lydia, especially like in combination with Lydia's banshee thing and the return of the Nagitsune. I feel like just because season 3 was the bomb doesn't mean you had to bring back the most important, the best villain you have ever created for the movie. I feel like that was just fan service. That was fan service. And I feel like with a lot of people like not wanting to watch it was because of Dylan O'Brien and Arden Cho not returning. I mean, I get why Dylan O'Brien didn't want to return, but I also do not like how Lydia explained how she broke up with Styles. I feel like, no, don't just break up with him because you had this recurring dream. Like, why not, I don't know, bring him with you? Like, even if you weren't there, you wouldn't be changing much of the outcome. I mean, maybe you could do something different that would not lead to it. I mean, like, you could try to have done, like, a better explanation. Like, maybe say that Styles was doing FBI business and they didn't have time for one another. Like, that would make more sense. Like, they didn't have time, or he was, like, on an FBI case. So, and everything else. I don't think I really have anything else to say about the movie other than Mr. Harris. Like, why did you have to bring him back? I mean, I guess from season 3A, we didn't actually see anyone find his body, and it was raining, so I guess there is a margin for error on Jennifer's part, but I really don't understand why they had to retcon that. I mean, like, maybe Chris did find the body, but didn't want the others to find Harris. I feel like that's a retcon, but I don't know. So, what do you guys think of my ranking? Again, in the superior tier, we have season 3B, 6A, 3A. Great, we have 5B, 5A. Good, we have season 2, season 1, season 4. And alright, we have season 4. And trash, we have 6B and the Teen Wolf movie. So, yeah, that's it. Bye.